I was diagnosed with PTSD after being sexually assaulted at 19.
Hold on, she said she was sexually assaulted at 19, but she has played certain roles that was kind of promiscuous.
And 50-50 is I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything. Not my heart, not my cash, not my.
And the sad part is that how can you come at a guy that's so much better than yourself and still feel like you need to be in that much control that you feel unsafe and unsecure? Someone that you married to.
People are late. It's rude, but it makes me feel like you hate me, that you want something terrible to happen to me. It's a trauma.
That means you're bossy and controlling. It's not a trauma response. That means that you're bossy and controlling, and you're probably a headache to deal with. I'm gonna say this, Gabrielle unit is the headache that lucked up.
Have you had to learn how to ask for help?
Yeah, because I know all the answers. Not like I have to ask for help from a therapist, but I famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And just say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, bitch. You better work. You gonna sleep in? Somebody might not eat. Come on, you gotta work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go.
When our life come together, my wife is a working actress who spends time away from the family to go work,
do our job.
Build.
Right.
We decided together, because I think I said one time we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, you will never say that to me again when it's something that we share. And so my wife was like, that when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again.
Wow.
She said, you can say that in the arena.
And I meant that in every financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. And
are we talking about financially or emotionally?
And I realized that so much of, my anxiety, I was diagnosed with PTSD after being sexually assaulted at 19. The extreme anxiety, the anxiety attacks, the being hyper-focused on efficiency and time and being fiercely independent.
Hold on, she said she was sexually assaulted at 19, but she has played certain roles that was kind of promiscuous. And loving basketball, I'm pretty sure she was older than 19. Somebody fact check me on that.
Our trauma responses. And when I started to really unpack that, a couple years ago, I was a part of my girlfriend Octavia Spencer's show, Truth Be Told, and it was about girls in the Bay Area where I was sexually assaulted, Black girls, brown girls in the Bay going through this. And there was the culmination was on the courthouse steps of the Alameda County Courthouse, the same courthouse I testified in front of the grand jury. And something in me broke. Just broke. And I'm not even one of those people who can cry on cue, child. I'm like, bring in the menthol. But something in me broke. And it felt wild. I am a very controlled person. And I was going home every day crying to my husband. And he's like, who is this person? And I was remembering smells, sounds, feelings that my brain, thank God, had blocked out for it was 92. So how many years is that? It's gonna be 33 years. Had blocked out. And it came back in a whoosh. I realized so much more about myself and what I survived and the power of your brain and the power of your body. But I was ready to finally deal with all of it and start the work on releasing the new things that came up. But part of that work that I'm still working on is that trauma response. Timing myself doing the dishes, like timing everything. And when
I don't believe that's a trauma response. I just believe that you just got a bossy personality. You was probably just that little kid that wanted things your way. That's really more than what it is.
People are late. It's rude, but it makes me feel like you hate me, that you want something terrible to happen to me. It's not just, you got caught in traffic. It's you want something terrible to happen to me. Because as long as I can control time, as long as, as my brain is constantly moving and I'm thinking of every scenario, and people are like, oh, you're so quick-witted. I'm like, no, I thought about this question a billion times. It's a trauma.
That means you're bossy and controlling. It's not a trauma response. That means that you're bossy and controlling, and you're probably a headache to deal with, whether it be on a sexual level or just a social level.
A response. It's never wanting to be so out of control. I don't have control over what is happening to my body. And 50-50 is I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything. Not my heart, not my cash, not my energy. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay the whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety. Like, I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, yeah, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made
It was her idea.
you feel better. I'm like, it did. And right now I want to take it back. But
It was her idea. Her money compared to Dwayne Wade's money is pennies. The amount of money that Dwayne Wade has made compared to her career, pennies to the dollar. But as you can see, she still wants to be a provision 100%. And the sad part is that how can you come at a guy that's so much better than yourself and still feel like you need to be in that much control, that you feel unsafe and unsecure? Someone that you married to, you still feel that I have to do it all. It's because of your bad personality, your bad characteristics. It has nothing to do with your trauma. Because guess what? A lot of y'all do the same exact thing. So you telling me all y'all got the same trauma, or were y'all all raised wrong?
let's just try for a month. And I was like, I couldn't, like, it felt like there was something blocking in my, from even swallowing or breathing. It felt crazy. Now it sounds crazy to be like, you, Mr. NBA superstar who made a bazillion more amount of money than I do, can pay the mortgage. Because I hate the feeling of releasing that to someone.
I know what it is.
And you release that to someone, chaos can happen. And so these are baby steps.
She don't like boundaries and control because guess what? If most guys paying 100%, they're going to put boundaries on you. You can't do this. You can't do that. You got to move like this. She just want to be an independent woman. She does not want the control factor of a man provisioning 100%. It's certain things you can and cannot do. It is what it is. If you do not like it, bye-bye. But guess what? They don't live a normal relationship. Dwayne Wade is he's basically the female in the relationship too. So he's letting her move accordingly. However she wants to move, he lets his kids do the same. He is like being with a woman. So she gets 100. She's probably the most perfect situation a woman could ask for, because she can run free, live freely as she wants to, do exactly what she wants with no boundaries, and she still wears the pants in the relationship.
Now, did I settle on about 35% of the more, instead of 50? Sure. But, I'm trying to.
Oh, she's still.
Okay, you got it. You got it. And it's brought us closer because he knows it's not about whether he can afford it. It's being vulnerable enough to be open enough to know that I'm okay. I'm okay as his wife. I'm okay. He's okay as my husband. I'm okay in this family. I'm okay in this home. I deserve it. And I'm okay. And no matter how much I want to try to control time or people or every situation by overthinking about every single thing that could possibly happen that never happens, I'm not any safer. I'm not any further along. If anything, I've made my life and my world smaller. And so I'm trying to expand my heart, expand all of the notions of what vulnerability can look like. And I'm saving a lot of money. Really.
I'm gonna say this: the Gabrielle Union is the headache that lucked up. She's a headache. You can hear exactly how she explained her personality as being a headache. Most guys would not want to deal with it. She lucked up because she got a celebrity. Now, will most women be able to luck up like this? Probably not. If we just look at the majority of women, the totality of just society, most women will not be able to luck up and still get a great guy on paper, a creme de la creme, 0.00% of man. Most will not be able to achieve that, but she lucked up because obviously she should still be a boss babe by herself alone, controlling life, paying all her bills 100%. But no, she's at a point now where she can choose 35%. Ultimately, she could choose 0, but she's so A-type boss babe personality that where she still want to pay 35%. And I'm not mad at women contributing. I do think women in society will need to contribute 50%. A lot of them don't deserve 100% provisioning because they don't bring enough value outside of just the sex part to warrant 100% provisioning. And they don't have to do anything because most are just going to be lazy, be home, watch TV, and do nothing. So at that point, you probably do need to work. But ultimately, all women want 100% provisioning, man. Whether they want to believe it or not, even the boss babes, the independent females, they definitely want to be taken care of 100% by a guy. It's in their nature. They don't want to go out there and have to work till their fingertips bleed, their toes barking, feet hurting. They got to come home, throw the shoes off. Dog gonna snatch the panties off. They extra tired. They don't want that lifestyle. Men are okay with the burden of it, but men are not okay with taking care of women that don't reciprocate good energy for a great family, or just to know that you have a good woman by your side and she taking advantage of you, or just making you feel like a piece of crap while you're trying to do the most for her. So let's continue.
Really, is what it gets down. No, but it feels good to, I don't know, relinquish some of the things that I really thought kept me safe. It's like my security blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And she still got a security blanket. Prior, she said that she was saving money. This woman is still saving money while being with a multimillionaire guy. Nothing wrong with saving money, but they just still want to feel like they doing what a guy is doing. They still want to, like I said, her money is pennies to the dollar, but she just has to still feel like I'm grinding, I'm saving, I'm doing it because you want to feel like a guy. That's what guys normally do. It's nothing wrong with a woman being understanding money. But when you are in a family unit and you're with such a great guy, he can be in control of it. What's the problem with it? If he's great with money, if he's making so much, what is wrong with him being in control of it? Especially if you're going to be benefiting on the back end. Let's say y'all don't have a prenuptial agreement. That means you're going to get the money regardless if you get divorced. Like, what are we doing here? If y'all get divorced, he's going to have to pay you alimony for the lifestyle that you live. You don't make enough money to compare to his. So why are you still playing a role that I have to be in charge? I have to be large and in charge, still over all the finance. It does not make any sense when you really think about it. It just shows you that she lucked up. This headache lucked up. Most women will not be able to find that guy to take on the burden of the family 100% and allow them to still be a headache. It's not going to happen. Let me know what y'all think about this segment with the Gabrielle Union. Y'all watch this whole podcast in its entirety. This is JayBReacts. Y'all like the video, comment below. And until next time, y'all, peace.